Well, the mailman's been busy because behind me I have yet another package, so let's open it up and see what's inside. So this one comes to us from the folks over at Mars Hydro, so let's open this up. I'll be looking at this the same time you guys do, firsthand, and okay, cool. Right on. Okay, so we got some hangers. It is a grow light. Looks like to be one of the quantum boards or the LED boards. Pretty slick looking. This one, if you guys remember the HLG 65 that we've tried out, this looks very similar, except for it has its built-in reflector and the ballast is actually built into the light, which is quite nice. I've said it in the past, but I'm a real big fan of these boards just because they're so much lighter, really thin profile, and they just seem to put out a lot of light. So I'm interested to see how this one stacks up to that HLG 65 that we looked at. It looks a little bit bigger, so that might draw a bit more power and put out a bit more light. So we have the Mars Hydro here. This one they're calling the TS600, I believe is the name. And they kind of refer to it as a 600W, which I doubt stands for watts, because that would be a lot of power for an LED panel like this. Maybe they mean equivalent 600 watts, but let's take a look. Let's see how it compares to the HLG. So here's the HLG board. You can see they're very similar, but the Mars Hydro is bigger. And like I said, comes with its own reflector. The driver is built into the light, which is nice. And yeah, you can see here you have the holes to hang it, so it looks pretty cool. So this light is what they refer to as one of their budget grow lights. It will draw about 100 watts. It's 16 band full spectrum, so your plant uses a lot of light between that 350, 700 nanometer range. So this thing's designed to hit a lot of the blues and reds that your plants like within that range, including like the infrareds as well. So there's a few things I want to check out with this light, and one of them is how much wattage does it pull? Does it pull 100 watts? What kind of power output does it have? I think it states that it's around 590 micromoles, so we can test that with the power meter. A light like this, they say, is good for probably a max, like a 2x2 grow tent. So that's some decent coverage for a little board like this, but we'll see kind of what our readings are. So why don't we just plug it in, take a look. All right, let's give this thing a go, and we'll plug it in. Do the old countdown, 3, 2, 1. So yes, this thing is bright. Puts out a lot of light. I'm pretty impressed so far. I have it hooked up to the kilowatt reader, so let's see how much wattage we're pulling here. And it did say 100 watts. We're looking at 110. That could be because the light's just warming up still. That might drop, or there's just that much variance between panels. All right, we're about ready to get going here. I have a tape measure set up about where the board starts, and we're just going to measure it at a couple points. So let's turn this thing on, cover your eyes, and then let's grab some readings. So it's saying that for veg, you're wanting to keep the light at a recommended distance of 18 to 24 inches, and then at bloom, you're looking at 12 to 18. So let's just take a look if we can find whereabouts this 591 micromoles is about. So I'm just going to roughly eyeball it here, try to keep it in the center, and getting some decent readings from this. So that 591, I'm pretty sure, is coming in sort of around that 1 foot mark. If we pull back to about 18 roughly, probably looking at 350, 360. And if we go back to about roughly 2 feet. Again, this is just rough. We're looking at around 200 micromoles. So that 591 again is coming in at around 1 foot, which isn't bad at all. That's a good little light. So what I'm seeing from this Mars TS600 is something that I like. I like these flat panels. Everything they're saying in the stats kind of lines up with the output it has, with the power consumption. Lights like these are just a lot less hassle than your metal halides and high pressure sodiums. You're not needing big fans to cool it. You're not dealing with bulbs burning out. You're not dealing with hoods and ventilation. This thing doesn't even have fans in it. It just stays that cool on its own. So all in all, it's a good little light, and I could see myself using this. I think this is a light that definitely has its purpose in a grow room, and if you're just starting growing or you're starting to get into hydroponics, indoor growing, this is a light that I would recommend to you because it is hassle-free, light, stores easy, low maintenance, and just something that will get you there. And if you want to step up to a bigger panel, you can do that. They've got a few sizes available. I want to thank you guys for stopping in and watching the video. For the next few videos, I want to step away from reviews and maybe get back into some DIY stuff. There's a few projects I've been working on that you might be interested, so I'm hoping to show those to you guys. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for your participation in the poll. Thanks for your opinions and comments, and we'll see you in the next video.